following is a presentation of Geekster Media.
Hey there, Wax Packers. Adam coming back at you with another edition of Wax Pack Flashback. Look, it's been a while, I'll admit. But I've been all over the place, including RetroCon 2024. It was a great weekend meeting up with all my friends from Geekster and just, reminiscing, walking the aisles, finding little bits of nostalgia. And of course, on my mind was, what are some trading cards that I could bring back, something that I could share on the channel? And so I have a twofer, if you will. This is the first of a two-parter of TV trading cards. And these are, normally we're opening up, I feel like, packs of cards that are coming from Topps, primarily, or Skybox, or people like that. But how about Donruss and their Magnum PI? Yes, Magnum PI trading cards. Tom Selleck, the unmistakable icon of the 80s, the mustache, the Hawaiian shirts, the sports cars. It was so much fun, that show. Even as a kid, I didn't get it, and when he's crossing over on Murder, She Wrote or something like that, I'm just like, look, I don't get all the Vietnam vet stuff that he's going through, but, hanging out with, cute girls in Hawaii, hanging out with his buddies, you got TC and Rick, you got the helicopter rides, all those things, and of course the theme song. That was just unmistakable. Whenever that hit in the 80s and you're watching TV, you couldn't help but get pumped. So I'm excited to see what's going on with these cards because I've never opened up a pack. I mean, this is very vintage stuff. This is early 80s stuff. So let's find out what is hiding within as we get into our Magnum PI cards. All right, so here we are with a pack of Magnum PI bubblegum cards by Donruss. Okay, these are great. You get 1 stick of gum, 8 full color cards, but just look at those graphics to begin. I want to know who the artist was for this, because it seems like they must have tapped a comic book artist to do this. And why was there not a Magnum PI comic book being put out by DC or Marvel Comics? Okay, so we see here, let's see if we can get a date on these. 1983, 1981, but I'm guessing this is 83, 84, Universal City Studio, okay. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Now, let's just take a look. We'll before we get into the cards, we'll expand this here to take a look at the edges. See what are they, is it really just, okay. So it's just super bubble. That's all we're getting there. I thought there might be a little more to it. All right, speaking of more to it, of course, this is how it goes. Look at that. That's a much bigger, flatter. This is like the Whopper compared, to the standard McDonald's burger situation here. It's just a little bit wider than Topps bubblegum, I feel like. Let's see how much it ruined the card. Yeah, pretty ruined there. But it looks like he was already a little soggy in this picture. What's going on? Kind of ripped, but not the greatest one to start with. But there he is with a classic smile and with his convertible rocking. I'm digging this whole Magnum logo they've created that they have with the palm trees there. All right, so nothing on the back other than obviously you could combine this to make a bigger picture if you have the whole set. So there's a start right there. All right, well, you can't have Magnum without Higgins. Yes, gotta have Higgins harassing him, giving him a hard time. Now, it looks like, I don't know, is that a jewel he found or is he trying to hypnotize somebody? Let's find out what's going on. Well, Magnum, to be perfectly honest with you, I have a secret charm that I can stare into and actually see those crooks in action and predict what evil they plan to do. Now, again, look at this art here. This is fantastic. This is a little different. This looks more like Mad Magazine art, if you ask me, like a parody of Magnum. But that is still great, and the red ink really pops there on the white background. That is fun. Okay, next one here. Here's Magnum in the water, as he often was, right? Got his Detroit baseball cap going on there. So let's see what else is happening on the back. I think I'll get on my boat and paddle over there and see what's going on. Besides, it's a nice Oh, wait. What's going on? It's a little closer to the driving. Besides, it's a nice day. Oh, that's funny, Magnum. Is that what you do? You just take a ride across the shore to your next destination when you're in Hawaii. Or you could drive there. Now, this looks like just like mid climbing out of the car. I mean, this is not a flattering pose, but you get a look at those jeans. Oop, there we go. Another piece of the puzzle coming together. Now there is Magnum just looking hunky with his tank top, taking a jog down the shore for sure. Just beautiful blue water. Oh, see, look, there's the stash. Look, we got 3/4 of the stash ready to go. All right, speaking of the stash, there's a nice close-up there. What's interesting here, I'm looking at his, polo shirt that he's wearing, rugby shirt maybe. It reminds me of the Peter Parker from the 90s Spider-Man animated series, because I have a replica polo shirt that I got at Disney's California Adventure. That'd be an interesting crossover, Peter Parker as Magnum. Oh, okay, so there he is with binoculars. I don't know, we're getting a lot of puzzle pieces here. This ain't bad. Of course, Robin Masters had the license plates on all the cars that Magnum was borrowing as he was going on his adventures, trying to help a hot lady to solve who's stalking her or trying to steal her money. Let me see the beginning of Magnum for that. I wonder how many puzzles there were, if it's all part of one big one or more. And finally, I believe this in the opening credits with Higgins doing his like Tai Chi, Kung Fu, whatever he was doing. That's kind of fun. What does it say here? When I arrived at Higgins, he was outside practicing his karate. We should always stay in good shape to fight crime, he said. Oh, Higgins. You know what's so funny is with Higgins, I always I equate him with, Mr. Feeney, who was also the voice of Kit, and it's not the same actor, but it always they got jumbled up in my mind. But also a little bit of Mean Gene Okerlund from WWF back in the day. That was just the look at the time, although he's got a little bit more hair than Mean Gene did. But either way, interesting pack of cards to be sure. Let's find out which was my favorite. Well, after all these years, it's exciting to finally have opened up a pack of Magnum trading cards. I mean, obviously I didn't know that they existed for all these decades, but it is so cool to know they existed. I am a little disappointed. I wanted a TC. I wanted a Rick. I did not get them. I just got a lot of Higgins and Thomas Magnum. But that being said, I mean, there was a card that I considered iconic, that I considered classic. I mean, he's in motion, getting out of a sports car. He's got the red Hawaiian shirt on and the jeans. I mean, he doesn't have the hat, but I never considered the hat essential. You know, the hat was casual Magnum. This was always Magnum, in process, doing his investigating and all that. So I'm excited I got to check those out. Now, I'm just as excited about our second pack of cards. I made a little bit of a mention while I was opening it up of one of the characters from this show. I also have a pack of Knight Rider cards by Donruss. So same manufacturer, as you can see, very similar style. It makes sense. I'm excited. I will say I was probably a bigger Knight Rider fan than I was of Magnum. Just, there's a talking robot car. I mean, it's hard to argue with that. So when you're 4 and 5 years old, that's what you're going to latch on to. So make sure you're staying subscribed here to Geekster Vision so that you don't miss that video. Hopefully coming your way next week, and we'll have a lot of fun digging into all that. Will turbo boost into our next episode. But hey, until next time, we'll check you later.
This has been a presentation of Geekster Media.